Open the council website. You can see cisc.org, council for the Indian school certificate examination.org, and here you can directly go to the publication section, and at the top of the publications page you can find out the further reduced syllabus for ICSE and ISC both. Also, just bottom here you can see the reduced syllabus for class 9 and class 12, and you can hit on your class. You can, and now you can select your subject you want to check. So for us now computer applications, and it will open a PDF, and you can see. Now let's check the program. All the thing it is same like the compulsory section is 40 number, and the programming section, this section B, it is 16 marks. Now here chapter 1, the revision of class 9 syllabus. Chapter 2, classes as a basic of all computation. Then chapter 3, user defined methods. Chapter 4, constructor. Chapter 5, library classes. And finally the chapter 6, arrays, and the string handling. Actually it will not match your the chapters with your book, but here the seven the items you have to remember. And if we are talking, or if you are trying to match it with your book, only you have to remember that chapter 8 has been deducted from your syllabus, which was the encapsulation and inheritance. It is no more required to study for your ICSE. Okay. User defined methods. Generally, a method is a way to perform some task. Similarly, the method in Java is a collection of instructions that performs a specific task. It provides the reusability of code. We can easily modify the code using methods. More specifically, if you want to say, a method is a block of code or collections of statements or a set of grouped code together to perform a certain task or operations. It is used to achieve the reusability of code. We write a method once and use it many times. You can use it as many as you want. We do not require to write code again and again. It also provides the easy modifications and readability of code just by adding or removing a chunk of code. A method is executed only when we call or invoke them. Okay. In a simple way, we can say by writing method, we are going to focus on the logical simplification of the process. Yes. So if you are writing method, it means you are just simplifying the logic. Okay. So you may have a big problem, and then you are dividing them into small chunks or small parts. Like more specifically, you can say small modular parts. Then when we write them, it becomes a modular code, and that's a program. So that a program can be developed by using minimum number of statements. Yes. So when we have a big problem and we are dividing them into separate modular or logical group, and then we can write or we can solve the problem by writing the minimum number of statements. It became user defined methods. To understand this, you can follow your book. There is a good example given of mobile phones. Like earlier, people were using a phone where you can put only one SIM, or maybe sometime it's a built-in SIM. Okay, you cannot change it. Then you if you want to carry more than one cell phone network, you have to carry more than one phone, and it is a really tough thing to carry more than one cell phone and maintain them. But you can see nowadays manufacturers, they are making phones with the dual SIM, or also you can change the SIM as you want. Okay, so you can insert two different SIMs in a single mobile. So it's like a number of blocks. written for some operations can be reduced to a single block while writing a program in Java. It's the same thing. Okay, maybe in programming, if I want to give an example, maybe I'm giving you two separate number or maybe 10 separate natural number, and I'm telling you please check whether the given numbers are prime number or not. Maybe you have to display only the prime numbers. So to do this task, uh, you have to write the code for prime programming maybe 10 times if you have 10 numbers. So if you are writing maybe 10 lines of code to achieve this task, you have to write 100 lines of code. But if you are adopting the user defined methods, that means if you are able to write your own user defined methods, you can run the grouped code in a single block, that means in a method, and you can call the particular method 10 times and your job will be done. Okay, so earlier also I told you it is used to achieve the reusability of code. So we'll talk about its advantages in our next session. So now we'll talk about the advantages of a method. A method is advantageous in various ways. Yes, it uses the segment of operations as and when necessary by simply using the method name. Yes, once you have written the code, you can use wherever you want the code. Just use the name of the functions and you will be able to run, or you will be able to use that particular code. So you no need to run, or sorry, write the code again and again to do the same task. Okay, so it's very helpful and it is really reduce the code. Secondly, it divides a complex computational task into a collection of smaller methods so that the problem solving became easier, more object specific, or we can say more modular. So it's became modular code. Okay, now I'm giving you one example. Maybe I'm telling you to check whether a given number is pal prime or not. A number is known when the number when an, pal prime when it is prime and palindrome together. So maybe I'm talking about a number which is a palindrome also and the prime also. So here you can see you have to check whether the given number is palindrome or not. That means you have to put some logical code to check whether it's a palindrome. Again, you have to put some logical code to check whether the given number is prime or not. So if you can write two different function, one function will check whether it's a prime or not, another function will check whether it's a palindrome or not. So it will be more easier, and when we look into those particular functions, it will be more object specific. One will be checking only it's a prime thing and another one will check the palindromic thing. Okay, and now the third point is the less memory and execute faster. A program that uses a method occupies less memory space and executes faster. Yes, my dear. If you are writing thousands of lines, tons of codes, definitely it will take more memory. But if you are writing less code, definitely it will take less memory. And also it will execute faster. So writing your own method is having always your own advantage, that it will your program will become more faster than others. Now, if your program it is reducing the line of codes, if your program became more specific, more object specific, more modular, if your program can run more faster, if it is taking less memory, then I must say it will be more efficient. It will be more easy. You can easily maintain them. It will be more easily maintainable. Okay, So instead of suppose you have some problem in a million lines of codes, or maybe you have some problem where you have written only 100 lines of code. I think where you have written 100 lines of code, there you will find more easier than the million lines of code. So it is always easily maintainable while you are writing your own methods. Construct or components of method. So we'll see header, method signature, access specifier, return type, function name, parameter list, method block or body, and the return statement. So today we will learn all these components we need to write your own methods, and we'll look various aspects of these components. Okay, so now let's start. So I have opened my BlueJ platform, and here I have a class created which is named method, and now I'm just about to open it. Let's maximize it. So now I have class methods. I have removed all the dummy codes from here. Now I'm going to write my own function. Okay, so you have seen this function, main functions. So instead of main function, if I want to run my own functions, like I want to run my own name, or instead of my own name, let's put our school name SFS. So if I'm writing SFS here, we have to know all the components. So we have talked about that. What are the parts we are going to know here? Just 1 minute. So first we will talk about the header uh, of this code. Here this line is known as the function header. So the first line, the complete first line, is known as the function header, and we have several things here, several items, also individual items we will talk about now. Now we need to know the method signature. Yes, if I'm talking about the method signature, the function name and the parameter type will be the method signature. Since here is method name is nothing, the method signature will be only SFS. So it will be like this. If I'm talking about the method signature, it will be like SFS and the first bracket, that's all. So if I don't give this first bracket, it will be like this is the method signature for this, and the first line will be the header, like public static void SFS. So it will be the function header. Okay, now if we are talking about the access specifier, always this public, private, default, or the protected is the kind of access specifier. I'll show you the works. Just hold on here. So this is the access specifier here, so we can write here public is the access specifier. Now if we are talking about the return type, here void is the return type, my dear. So void means I don't want to return anything. So when I don't want to return anything, simply we have to write void, and instead of void, if I want to return something, I have to write the data type I want to return. I'll show you some examples. Just 1 minute. So it is the return type. So here let me write a program and run it. Hello SFSians. Okay, or Francilian also you can say. If I compile, close, and if I want to run it, you can see easily I can run the SFS function from the after giving a right click over here, and you will get the answer, hello SFSian. Now instead of void, if I want to write something, how it will look like, I want to show you. So in the function public, and also I want to say that you can write n number of function inside of a class. There is no limitations, you can write as many as you want. So here I will write one more function, static void add. So I'm writing addition functions, integer a comma integer b. This is the parameter I want to show you, and here I will write maybe return a plus b, and I want to, and so now let's see that it is giving an error just because it is telling incompatible types, just because it is unexpected return value. So I'm just trying to return something and it is unexpected. Just because I have mentioned here I don't want to return anything, it's a void, but after mentioning it's a void also I'm giving something return, so it is incompatible. Okay, so instead of void, if I want to return, I have to write the data type I want to return. So here the data type it is integer in both case, so I have to write int here. So if I compile the program right now, you can see it is absolutely fine right now. I can easily run the program. So let's close it and run the function add. So in the since there is a parameter list, and in the parameter list we have two integer variable, we have to put two integer variable here. Maybe I'm getting 25 and maybe 125. So if I hit enter, in the return method or in return window, it will give you the result. So it is giving me, you can see methods dot add, that means method is the class name, dot operator dot add, and is the function. It is returned an integer value and the value is 150. Okay, also let's run the function one more time. Maybe I'm writing 50 and I'm writing 90, so it is giving me, it is going to give me 140. So you can see it is giving me the same, it is giving me the 140. So this is the return type. Actually, if we are talking about the return type, this is the return type. Okay, so this is the return type. I can mention easily void or the data type we want. It's like this. Now the function name, here SFS was the function name, add is the function name. So function name, it must follow the variable naming convention rule. You have some rule, maybe it was there in your syllabus, chapter 9. You have already learned about it. Like you cannot give some space between name, and you can definitely use underscore instead of a space. You can use digit on special character like dollar, but not the first positions, but after somewhere. Okay, and definitely like you can use camel case or Pascal case you want, and name must be meaningful. So you have to follow the naming convention rule here. And now we'll be talking about like SFS, like here add, okay, parameter list. If we are talking in the SFS, parameter list was completely empty, and if we are talking about add, the parameter list was integer a and integer b. That means there you have to put two integer value. The first one was integer a and the second one was integer b. Okay, now the method block or the body. Yes, second curly braces defines the method block or the body of the loop. Sorry, functions or methods. Methods also known as functions. Okay, don't get confused. Methods also known as functions. So this is the curly brackets, that means it is defining the boundary, the wall of this function. So if we are talking about the SFS, this is the body of the SFS function, and if you are talking about the add function, this is the body. Here you can put the n number of statements you want. No such limitations. Just put two curly braces and write whatever code you want there. So it will be all belongs to that particular functions. And when you run, when you want to call the functions by the function name, the whole code will be called. Okay. So now if you are talking about now methods or blocks defined within curly braces. Okay, now if we are talking about the return statement, it must be here it is a return statement. Okay, so it was the return statement. So I have given a comment here, and also I want to write the same code for your PDF referral. Okay, so return statement, if we are talking about, it will be return a plus b. It could be anything. but here I have given this example. So here this is the return example, this is the public access specifier, this is the return type, this is the function name, this is the parameter list, this is the body of the loop, and this is the return statement. If your function is having void type, void return type, you no need to mention any return statement. But if you are writing something else than the void, definitely you have to write the return statement. Now let's see, if I don't, or if I miss out the return statement, what will happen here? Let's see. Suppose I'm writing system.out. print and printing, and here I'm going to write, hey bug, are you mad? So if I'm trying to compile this program right now, you can see it is giving an error, and if you go here it will tell you what is the particular error there: missing return statement. So you have promised the compiler that you will return something, but in the meantime you are not returning anything, so it will definitely ask you. Okay, just like your friend, you have given some money and maybe in borrow, but he is not returning, he has promised, then definitely will ask. So you will not leave without getting your return. So similarly here also it will ask you for the return statement, and if I'm giving after this line, if I'm giving the return statement, it will be absolutely fine. Okay, so we have seen today all the components or the construct you need to create a methods, and also I have created methods. Now I'm going to show you a few methods here, a few useful and very small method here. Okay, so just have a look. So it was a add function where I was doing the additions. Similarly, I can make some more functions for a calculator, like uh, public static void. Instead of void, I'll write integer, then subtractions, then integer a comma integer b, sorry, integer b. And here if I'm writing like this, return a minus b, so it will be a subtraction function. Again I'm writing public, sorry, static, maybe a void function is, or maybe even odd. So I'm writing a even odd function where I'll take a number in, sorry, integer number, and I want to just I want to display whether it's even or odd. So I'll write if the number is divisible by 2, that means the number mod 2 equal to 0, then it will display system.out.println. It will display number is even, and else I'll write the same thing, or maybe first time I'll write like this. I'll show you something here. Number is even and sorry, even, or here I'll see, here we'll write number is odd. Okay, so here I have done few programs. Now if I'm writing it here, suppose I'm going to write a main function, public static void main string urge. My computer is not performing well today, so I missed out some typing here. Okay, it's not an issue. So now here I'm going to use the even odd functions. Also I'm going to, just before running it here, I'm just about to show you the functions I have written. I have written as subtraction functions. Maybe I'm giving 500, and I'm just writing here maybe 360, so you will get your answer, it is 140. And here if you are running the even odd functions, if you hit maybe 56, so it is telling number is even. Okay, Now, how to use them, how to invoke them, generally how we call a function. As I told you that it is the code is reusable. So I have maybe five separate numbers and I want to use them. So I'll write the function name simply even odd and I'll put the number maybe 12. Okay, and again, so I'll just repeat the same thing again and again, maybe five times. So I don't have to write the logic to get whether it's even or odd five times, but I'll just try to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll try to simply call this function five times, and I'll pass the value from here, and it will go to here, and it will just perform the task. So instead of 12, I'll write 3. I'll write 1, 2, 1, 3, 2. I'll write 1, 2, 3, and also then I'll write 69. Okay, so here are the numbers. So if I'm just about to, oh sorry, now I'm going to run this main function. So you can see it is telling number is even, number is odd, number is even, number is odd, number is odd. So I no need to write the code many times. Only you need to write the code a single time in your own method, and if you call the method, it will do your job. Okay, so isn't that pretty cool? Yeah, I hope so. It is very cool for you. So now I'll show you one more thing. As I told you, it is a maintainable, easily maintainable, how it is. So if you can observe one thing when we are running this program, it is just showing number is even, number is odd. Now it is a very tough job for us or for the viewer to check whether the actually it is giving or it is producing the correct answer or not. If you're thinking it's a producing a correct answer, how you will check, how will determine, because it is only showing the number is even or odd. So let's see. If I close it and I'm going to maintain the program, so you can see I'm just going to change the thing in one place. I'll write a number, and here also I'll write number. So I have changed it in one place, and but I have called them in five separate locations. You close it, you run it, the main function. If you run it from here, you can see 12 is even, 3 is odd, 132 is even, 123 is odd, 69 is odd. So I have changed my functions only, but wherever it is linked, it is just working fine for me. So now I'm going to show you one more thing. Maybe I'm going to create here one more class which is fun. Okay, public class fun, and from here I'll write public static void main, and here I'll what I'll do, uh, my class name was methods, I think. So I'll create an object methods obj equal to new methods. Okay, so if I hit, okay, I'm running out of my battery, sorry for that. And if I'm writing here methods obj dot even odd, here also if I'm giving some number like 65, 65 and 10 and 17. So I'm just about to put some random number over here. 655. So I have called the functions from here, but you can see the code is not here even on. But if you close it, you will see a magic. If you drop it down here, you can see a magic. It's a very new to you maybe. You can see a line has been drawn automatically by the system itself. It is pointing that fun, and it is connected with the methods. Yes, because when I have created the object methods from here, actually it is referring to that methods class. Now also it is calling the function. Now I'm going to change it here, similarly like update. So I have updated my even odd function. Now if you run this methods main function also, it will show you that it is changed already. And if I'm running this main function also, a main function also, you can see it is also changed here. Now Again, if I'm modifying the methods function from here, if I'm writing like this, a backslash t for the beautification of the program, if you close it, if you run the main function from the methods, so you can see now it is showing me nicely the answers, and also it will get affected from the fun, so you can see it is getting affected. So the last point I told you from the advantages section, that it is easily maintainable. Yes, my dear, it is very easy to maintain. You maintain it at one place and it will get affected everywhere you have called the function. Just like your games are getting updated in their server, and all are getting that particular update, okay, without installing the program again or installing the game again. Okay, so thank you so much. I hope you have got some idea of how, what is a functions, what is a user defined methods. Now hope we can learn more about it in our next class. Okay, see you. Thank you.